Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm coming to do a video today on 20 ways to let you know that you're dealing with a black female hater, an incel, or a beta male. I'm going to be brief, so let's get to the talking points. Number one, they invade personal spaces. These are black men who will go into personal spaces where they know black women will congregate, and they will go into these groups and start fights and trouble and argument with the women. Black women could be minding their own business, and these type of men will seek them out, make them a target, and go in on them. Two, they run in groups tagging each other. I have seen this on social media and in real life, and that's why I feel like I can speak on it. These are the type of men who will be arguing with a woman, and what they will do is they will tag 4 or 5 other males to come help them fight that battle. Number three, they snitch and they spread gossip. This is something that I have noticed over the last 15 years where it seems like the roles of men and women have changed. Where before you had catty women and now you have catty men. These men will go on YouTube channels. They will ask a particular question to a commentator, and when that commentator gives their opinion, they will run back and tell the other person that someone just made a video about them. These men will spread false narratives, and these men will even try to get other men to fight one another. Yet, these are the same men who will talk bad about Tekashi 6ix9ine, calling him a snitch. Number four, they think women owe them their bodies. I have spoke to many men, and for some reason, whenever I'm talking to these men feel like I owe them something, and I don't even know who they are. They will automatically feel that they are entitled to touch you, and they will automatically feel that if they help you move a couch, or they help you push your car to the nearest gas station, or they help you lug something up a flight of steps, that you have to pay them with sex. Number five, these men think that equal rights means equal lefts. I seen a guy on Facebook say this when it was talking about women equality, and he felt that if women want equal rights, then they also deserve equal lefts, as in a punch from the left hand. So I contacted him and I said, where did you get that equation from? Women's rights just means that women don't want to be subjects. And he really felt that if you want to be on the level of a man, that means he as a man should be able to hit you in the face like he would another man. So this is the sick psyche that you guys are dealing with when it comes to some men out there who think like this. Number six, they are mad at an ex over child support. I'm not even going to go into that one. Seven, they won't make eye contact with you in public. Um, I have experiences at work and on the job where I'm walking down a long hall to the break room, and everyone who's passed me, no matter what race they are, no matter what gender they are, CEOs and supervisors, if they're walking by me, they will just give me a friendly nod or a friendly hello, or, ask me how I'm doing, and they will keep going. But for some reason, whenever a black man was passing me, he would always look off, he would look at the ground, or he would put his cell phone up in front of his face so he didn't have to look at me or say anything to me. And I noticed that as soon as he walked by me, all of a sudden he put the cell phone down. So moving on, number eight, they will claim an imaginary fiance or wife to prove that they like women. So when you see these men and they're being very rude, you will ask them, you must not like women. And the first thing he will say is, well, I have a wife or a girlfriend. This is the excuse that some white people will use whenever they start being racist toward black people. And they will say, well, I have a black friend, and we all know that more than likely they don't have a black friend. That black friend does not exist. Number 9, they will come up with terms like MGTOW, men going their own way, and SYSBM, save yourself black men. Whenever you run into a black male who is using these terms, be careful because in my personal experience, the men that I have encountered who use these terms, they are very dangerous and they have this rage and anger that will just jump out when you least expect it. So, ladies, be careful when you hear those terms. 10. They will tell other black men to leave the country and go get them a non-American black woman. Like I said, if that's what you want to do, please do it. Please pick up a passport. Please save your coins. And please find the nearest airport and hop on the airplane and go find another woman. You don't have to tell us about it. You do not have to invade our personal spaces and let us know. And FYI, when you go to these other countries, the women there oftentimes tend to be stricter because their fathers know that in order for you to date or marry their daughter, you have to come off with something. So go ahead and do that. Just keep it to yourself. 11. They feel like any man who tells other men to take leadership and responsibility are pandering to women, and they will call them simps. So whenever you hear the term simp, you know who you're dealing with. 12. They use terms like bro all the time and hair hat all the time. So like I said, watch the terminology. I was in a group one time and these men were going at a woman, and the woman, she was holding it down. Truth be told, she was holding it down. And the men were like, get her, bro, get her, bro. And I was like, okay, moving on. 13. They claim to hate you but want to sleep with you. I've encountered many men who couldn't stand me or couldn't stand my viewpoints on a lot of subjects, and they would come at me online and they would call me names, and then the next thing you know, they would DM me trying to sleep with me. Number 14, as soon as you call them a black king or you say something like you understand, once again, this is an invitation for them to sleep with you. I've seen it. I've had it happen to me, and that's why I can speak out about it. I've been, once again, in social media groups where men have been upset and have been going off. And the second I say something like, oh, I understand where you're coming from, or I feel you, or, I get you, here comes the DM. Here comes the private message. And once again, they want to know my age, my sex, and my location so they can meet up with me. And I doubt they want to meet up with me to talk. Number 15, they pay too much attention to women's bodies. They come up with all kinds of terms and names for women who they feel are out of shape. I've heard the term pancake booty and things like that. No matter what a woman is wearing, no matter what a woman is doing, no matter how she has her hair, her size, whether it doesn't matter. These men pay way too much attention to the body shape of a woman, and they already have a negative term for it. Number 16. I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but this is something that I've noticed over years. You have a lot of men like this who will put a little extra bass in their voice. They're trying too hard to make their voice sound masculine, but it has a very feminine, shaky undertone. And you can normally tell those guys. They will have this real grisly tone that they try to put on. They sound like they're a wrestler trying to go into the ring about to fight, yet it has a real shaky undertone to the point that you know that they are very weak-minded. And if you was to say something that they didn't agree with, they would just unleash fury upon you. So listen for that. 17, I'm not trying to talk bad about anyone. I don't really believe in doing that, but I'm telling the truth. These men who are like this, they're typically men who are unattractive. Number 18, for these men, children are not off limits. They will degrade and talk about a child too. If they hate black women, they hate the children who come from black women, especially the young black girls. And we've all heard the battle rapper Giorgio Casper and what he said about a supposed 6-year-old imaginary girl. So for these men, children are not off limits. They will go in on kids too. Number 19, they call women names like females. We all know the B word, broads, beings, creatures. They will use words like that to describe women. So whenever you encounter a man who's using words like that, he is a misogynist, he is an incel, and more than likely a woman hater. And 20, I'm not saying this to be mean. This is something that I have noticed over the past 15 years of being on YouTube, of being on Facebook, and just lurking and, just observing. Um, and trust me, I'm not trying to be rude, but these men typically, most of the time, have a real bad grill. They have bad teeth. That could be the reason why they're like that. Maybe they've been made fun of. I couldn't tell you. But whenever I hear a man who is talking like that or behaving like that, curious enough, just to see if I'm correct, I look at his teeth, and normally his teeth are jacked up. So once again, that's not me talking bad about him, but that's just me and my observations over the years of dealing with men. And people think that, well, you know, we purposely wake up and we seek these men out to have encounters with them. That's not true at all. I try my best to avoid these men at all costs, and they seek me out. If I'm having a conversation with someone, they will come and seek me out. So trying to avoid them is almost futile because they don't want you to avoid them. They find you and they mess with you. So in my encounters with them seeking me out, this is what I have observed, and I just wanted to put it out there to let you ladies know signs that you need to look for whenever you're encountering men like this, and if you can, have nothing to do with him. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll be back with another video.